In this video, I'm going to break down the latest statistics and explain exactly what is going on with the Spanish property market and what this means for you if you are considering buying a property in Spain. Before we jump into this video, if you are enjoying videos like this about Spanish property market updates and what you can do as an international buyer here in Spain, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it really helps the channel to grow. And also, I have created a free property guide, which you can download just by clicking the link in the description down below. Completely free guide, step by step on how to buy property in Spain, how the taxes work, how to save a lot of money, and also to avoid costly mistakes a lot of foreign buyers do here in Spain. I got 10 years experience with the Spanish property market, and I have break it all down into this simple property guide, completely free. Simply click the link in the description down below and the free guide is yours. Now let's get into today's video. So before we are addressing this issue, we need to have a look at what the headlines in the news and the media is saying right now. The headlines are saying that the housing supply in Spain has dropped 20% year on year in the second quarter of 2025. This is the biggest supply drop since at least 2007. In Madrid, the supply is down 25%. In Barcelona, the supply is down 21%. And at the same time, the prices are rising. In Barcelona, the prices are up 25% year on year. And the average price per square meters is 5,642 euros per square meters. So the prices are going up while the listings are going down. That's not exactly what you would expect in a crash. So what is actually causing this situation? It's not actually one single reason, but it's a cocktail of many reasons happening at the same time. There are currently a very slow approval for the building permits here in Spain. It can take sometimes up to years to get approval from the government or the town hall to build the property and get the building permits. So a builder buys a land, he's going to develop villas or apartments there. He searches for the approval at the town hall to actually get the license and start the building. And it takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even up to 10 years I've heard of in some specific places. So no wonder they are not constructing more properties right now. There is also lack of buildable land in key areas. So on the coast, for example, on the popular areas in the key areas of Costa del Sol and Costa Blanca, most of the popular area now doesn't have new land to build on. So of course that would be a problem if people want to have a specific area, maybe let's say Marbella, Malaga, Alicante, Valencia and the key areas, and it's not any more land to build on. Of course the prices in that area will go up because they cannot build any more properties in that area. Another reason is also the construction cost has risen a lot. So a lot of the materials has risen a lot, and also the construction worker is currently taking a lot more money than they used to do back in the days. We need to also consider the fact that the population is growing very steadily and very fast here in Spain. So in places like Madrid, a lot of South American has relocated and buying high-end properties, and they do relocate a lot of money. The rich people, the wealthy people from South America are buying in the upper high-end neighborhood in Madrid, relocating a lot of the cash, moving over. On the coast we have of course a lot of remote workers, a lot of tourism people living here semi or part-time or even full-time. A lot of people are relocating. There's a lot of immigration, so the population in Spain has risen very significantly lately, and it's not due to the Spanish population, the Spanish people growing. It's coming from abroad. People are relocating. And of course, the more people coming to Spain, the population growing, that will of course factor in the prices of the property market, because then there's more demand for the properties, for rental properties, for buying properties. So they are not constructing enough properties, but more people want to buy the properties. There is also a big growth from the short-term rental market, like Airbnb. That has been a lot of problem, a lot of protest in places like Barcelona. But we also need to consider that in Barcelona, there's 0.8% of the market is actually Airbnb properties. So is that then really the problem if it's less than 1% of the properties in Barcelona which is actually rental properties? Maybe, maybe not. The people claim it to be. We need to also consider the fact that it's a growing market for short-term rental properties like Airbnb, and especially in touristy zones where a lot of investors are buying to rent them out, or even property that get bought from holiday seekers. When they are not here, they are also renting out the property on the time they are not using the Spanish property. So a lot of Airbnbs and short-term rentals properties has come into place, which also factor, of course, the price for the locals. This creates a supply squeeze, fewer homes available, more people competing to rent or buy property here. And Barcelona has actually announced to ban all short-term properties by 2029. They are trying to free up the housing for residents and signals tension between the local and tourism economy. So is this a real crisis? And for who is it a real crisis? For local buyers and renters, the answer is yes, it is a crisis, because the prices are going up so fast that the Spaniards, the local people, cannot afford to rent a property or buy a property. So many people are actually moved back into with their parents. Maybe they are even in their 30s if they yet have not bought their first home yet, and they are renting. The rents are increased so fast that they actually have to take the step back and move back in with their parents. Keep in mind that the locals are getting priced out of the property market because the wages are a lot lower than the properties are rising in price. So the wages are barely even following inflation, if even following it. And then you have the property prices, which is increasing a lot more than inflation. So of course the Spaniards are getting priced out of the property market. Rent is skyrocketing and home ownership is slipping away. It's hard to buy without a lot of cash or with a great mortgage. Will this situation affect foreign buyers and investors? The answer is no, because most of the people are actually buying in cash or take a mortgage from their own home country, so they are not affected by the property prices as much. They are not even affected by the mortgage condition here in Spain. And also, you're not competing for the same type of properties. The new built properties that are getting built by the coast, for example, is bought 95% of international buyers. So the Spanish people, the locals, are not actually even buying the new built properties here. They are buying more the second-hand homes or the new built properties, but more inland and in other places which the prices are more affordable. So they are not even buying the same type of property. And also the international buyer are not dependent on the Spanish wages here or the Spanish mortgage. So you have a different budget, you have more capital to invest, and then so you won't affect it as much with the prices going up. So what looks like a crisis to the media is actually a sign of strong demand and a tight supply, which often leads to a price growth and not a collapse. So what does this actually mean for you as a property buyer here in Spain? The prices are climbing, especially in high demand areas like Barcelona and the coastal hotspot. There are fewer listings, especially mid-range apartment and new build properties. There are more competition from both locals and international buyers. So what should actually a smart buyer do? You should act strategically, know what areas are still underpriced or up and coming, get educated and understand the buying process, the legal requirements and the cost associated with buying property here in Spain. Work with some local agents, someone who knows the property market, someone who's been in the game for many years, someone with a lot of experience on their belt, and someone who is actually bought and sold properties themselves. Someone who knows the area, someone who knows the law, someone who knows exactly the process. You should definitely team up with a local estate agent to secure your dream property next. If you are thinking about buying a property here in Spain, whether it's for a holiday home, an investment, or even to relocate to Spain, this is a market you definitely need to understand. And that's exactly why I have put together a free buying guide, which you can download simply by clicking the link in the description down below. It's with the exact step, cost and tips you need to do to buy property with confidence here in Spain. With 10 years of experience, I have broken it all down in this simple guide, completely free. Simply click the link in the description down below. Also, if you got a lot of value from this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel to grow. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.